We were supposed to be on a steady, if difficult sometimes, march towards progress. And yet, just a few weeks ago, the United States voted for a second time to not elect its first woman president. Everywhere, women's rights and women's progress is under attack, overtly and subtly. But I want you to know that I am, and always will be, a proud feminist. You will always have an ally in me and in my government.
I'm actually shocked to realize that Canadians are taking Trump trolls seriously. When you take a look at what Trump posted, he's putting some of these people on a state that they never expected. Donald Trump is trolling Justin Trudeau as the governor of the state of Canada. This is what he posted. It was a pleasure to have dinner the other night with Governor Justin Trudeau of the great state of Canada. I look forward to seeing the governor again soon so that we may continue our in-depth talks on tariff trade, the result of which will be truly spectacular for all.
Could you just go back to what you said on energy? Can you elaborate on what you're envisioning in terms of
Well, let's see what happens as we move forward. But we'll use every tool in our toolbox, including cutting them off energy that we're sending down there. Folks, this is coming. It's not if it is, it's coming. And it's coming January 20th or 21st. And we need to be prepared. We need to stand as a country. We need to stand united as Canadians and work hand in hand and shoulder to shoulder with our colleagues across the country, and we're ready to do it.
You didn't say anything about retaliatory tariffs on the news today. It was quite a different message you were giving to the Americans than the one you're giving right now. Why is that?
Well, we know it's coming, and hopefully it's not going to come as hard as we think. But if he comes out and he mentions that he's going to tariff everything, that's a big problem. It's a big problem for Canadians. It's going to be a big problem for Americans as well. But we will use every tool in our toolbox to fight back. We can't sit back and roll over. We just won't as a country. We never have. And isn't this a shame? Our closest friends and allies. It's amazing when I talk to our colleagues in the U.S. Total different story. They're pro-Canadian, pro-trade with Canadians. So we'll see what happens here.
He is even regretting sending out a message for people who vote conservatives into power like they are coming in to cause chaos.
President-elect Trump got elected on a commitment to make life better and more affordable for Americans. And I think people south of the border are beginning to wake up to the reality that tariffs on everything from Canada would make life a lot more expensive for Americans. So that's part of the argument. The other part is we will, of course, as we did 8 years ago, respond to unfair tariffs in a number of ways. And we're still looking at the right ways to respond. But our responses to the unfair steel and aluminum tariffs were what ended up lifting those tariffs last time. It wasn't that Americans were paying more for their steel and aluminum, although that was annoying to some people in the States. It was the fact that we put tariffs on bourbon and Harley-Davidsons and playing cards and Heinz ketchup and cherries and a number of other things that were very carefully targeted because they were politically impactful to the president's party and colleagues, was how we were able to punch back in a way that was actually felt by Americans. But we know a few things about Donald Trump. First of all, we know that when he says these things, he means them. But at the same time, we also know that his approach will often be to challenge people, to destabilize a negotiating partner, to offer uncertainty and even sometimes a bit of chaos into the well-established hallways of democracies and institutions. And one of the most important things for us to do is not to freak out, not to panic. Now, knowing that, yes, these would be absolutely devastating means we have to take them seriously, but it does mean we have to be thoughtful and strategic. Not go around making our opponent's arguments for him, but making our arguments in a significant and united way.
Yes, when you take a look at all the leaders are now freaking out on social media, you heard Justin Trudeau. He believes what Trump says, though we are seeing it like jokes. I don't get it. Trump putting these things is just to make fun. I don't understand why these people are taking it to this level. According to this video, Green Party leader Elizabeth May says Trump jokes about Canada becoming the fifth state make her increasingly nervous. May add that it is crucial not to let Fox News or Trump's social media exploit Canada. It is important. Let me show you.
Trump on his Truth Social this morning greeted the Prime Minister as the governor of the 51st state, something along that line. Have you seen that? Do you have any thoughts about that, about the dynamics of the relationship?
I haven't seen that, but so I probably should comment. Just that with the Truth Social post of Donald Trump planting a Canadian flag on a Canadian mountain, I have to say that to the extent that this 51st state thing was a joke, it's not funny. And I find that pursuing it on social media makes me increasingly nervous. Mr. Trump has, we have to be very, very careful with the president-elect, and we have to pull together, I think, all opposition party leaders and premiers, all elements of the Canadian political establishment, such as we are, better pull together to make sure we don't create any cracks that allow Fox News or Mr. Trump's social media to exploit us and say things about Canada that aren't true.
Look at how she's nervous. She is really taking this to a level that I don't even understand. Don't allow Fox News or Trump exploit Canada. And Canadians on social media are freaking out, especially putting out clips from TikTok. I've seen a couple of videos where they are concerned with this. They are even angry that their media is not talking about what Trump is doing.
What I'm about to show you is a real post that Trump wrote on social media just last night, and the fact that this isn't getting talked about enough is absolutely crazy. He says, "It was a pleasure to have dinner the other night with Governor Justin Trudeau."
Heinz ketchup and cherries during Donald Trump's administration.
Justin Trudeau knows what Trump wants: secure the border. If Justin Trudeau can secure the border and allow this to stop, there is no need to panic. Saying, oh, we will do this, it is crazy. Trump cannot just jump in if things are moving on, people are not entering here and there and put tariffs. Justin Trudeau should secure the border. That is what Trump wants, and that is simple. So, taking or selecting tariffs or retaliations against your border is insane. He should focus, see what to do to resolve what is going on. That is simple. People say Trump joking about it on social media is not important. Now they are talking about if Trump was not putting this post, maybe you will not even see people like these party leaders in Canada coming out to talk about that. To me, it is important.
It's mind-blowing.
It's the difference between the left and the right. It must be such a strange thing. It is for me. For someone who has kind of complained.
And I ask myself, which political party has made my life worse? It's not the Republican Party.
He was doing.
Oh, this is very special.
There's a very good chance of that.
Many years ago. And
Then the.
Have a nice Sunday.
Doing this. That's what she did.
NBC News can now project that Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin, which means he is the winner of this race and will return to the White House.
And Donald Trump will be our next president. Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
CNN projects that Donald Trump has been elected president, defeating Vice President Kamala Harris and making a political comeback unlike any in modern American politics.
Donald Trump likes my music.
Please register to vote.
Look at this. She's only up by 15 points.
Caught Taylor Swift. Yeah, this song is kind of...
Also celebrating was a man who was celebrating.
4 years of thinly veiled Marxism.